Hey everyone, welcome to this video. Sean Smith here from PPC AMSaccelerator.com, and today I want to answer someone's comment. So they asked me a question in the YouTube comments and I want to answer that person's question. It's a very long question, and I was going through my comments because I answer all of them, and this one was really long and I was like, man, I don't have enough time to answer this. But then I was like, I can make a YouTube video out of it. That way, you guys can get some value as well. So before we get started, if you don't mind, just clicking the like button for me real quick really helps with the YouTube algorithm. All right, let's hop right into the comment that I want to answer here. So this is Ali Kolachi. He posted a comment on the video. First off, Ali, thank you for watching the video. And honestly, man, for taking the time to type this out. I know this, this isn't an easy thing to ask, so I appreciate you taking time to do it. All right. Hi, Sean. I really appreciate you taking the time to share these kinds of updates. I remember you stopped posting videos some time ago, but it's good to see your videos coming. I always like your habit where you save before and after files, as I haven't seen anyone do this. It's not only a habit, but a great way to avoid any inconvenience. For those that don't know, that when I make changes with bulk files, I make sure to save the before the changes and after the changes, just in case after we make the changes, there are bad results, we can reverse those changes. I had a few questions. If you could take some time to answer these. Note, we assume we work on big accounts and cannot track updates of keyword. I'll be honest, I don't know anyone who can. I mean, I'm sure there are people that track specific keywords, but with big accounts that we scale with, it's really hard to track everything at that level. Suppose I get 3 clicks on a keyword every week. After 2 weeks, I'm going to grab a notepad, just take some notes to make sure that I'm good. Because I know this is going to I'm going to have to follow it, so I'm going to need to take notes. After 2 weeks, I will have 6 clicks, right? Because you get 3 clicks every week, 2 weeks, 6 clicks. All right. I optimize the account after every 2 weeks, right? So every 2 weeks, this guy optimizes the account. When I pulled the reports, I saw I only got 6 clicks, but no sales. So, because he does every 2 weeks, so 6 clicks, no sales, right? Because he does every 2 weeks. So I didn't do anything for now and let it run. Again, I waited 2 weeks, and now when I pull the reports for the last 14 days, these 2 weeks reports won't have first 2 weeks 6 clicks. Again, this week, I will note that this keyword has only 6 clicks, let it run. As I said, if I work on a big account, I cannot remember I already got 6 clicks. For this, I must download 1 month report to see 12 clicks and no sales. How to handle this issue? Let me summarize to make it more clear. I optimize every 2 weeks, but don't know how many clicks sales particular keyword got in the previous 2 weeks. These 2 weeks, it got 6 sales, but how to know if the same click got 6 more clicks in the previous 2 weeks? Ali, I'm going to save you some time and energy here. One thing to note, when you're making decisions about processes for Amazon PPC, you have to balance between granularity and scale. In an ideal world, we can get as granular as possible, but in the practical world, we have to figure out how to scale, using systems, right? So in this situation, if you notice, you downloaded a 1 month report to see 12 clicks and no sales. So that's what I would do there. That's what we do. So, let's say your threshold is 8 clicks and no sales, right? After a keyword gets 8 clicks and no sales in the last 14 days, you cut that keyword down. Well, like you said, there might be keywords that only get 6 clicks in 2 weeks in the last 14 days. Well, what you can do is cut the bleeding keywords, 8 clicks and no sales for the last 2 weeks, and then create a second system that looks at 30 days, 8 clicks, no sales. And then maybe a third system that looks at 60 days, 8 clicks, no sales. That way you can get those keywords that might not be as high volume, right? But are bleeding keywords. So I wouldn't worry too much about remembering, hey, how did it perform this 2 weeks for that 2 weeks? when you look at the month, it'll tell you that, right? And ultimately, like, this is all about being able to create systems and processes that scale. Let me know if that answers number 1 for you, Ali. So number 2, a scenario, not a real case. I put one keyword in a campaign with one ad group. Got many clicks, low sales, and ACoS is high. I pulled reports and after calculations lowered the bid. When I lowered the bid, the traffic went to 0. Now after 2 weeks, I pulled a report, has less. I would assume I should increase the bid as it's getting very low traffic. As said, I suppose I work with a big brand with hundreds, thousands of keywords. I cannot remember that I lower the bid for this keyword. I cannot put it in negatives as I know we're getting some sales. How to know, remember, track, we already lowered this keyword bids as it had high ACoS. So one thing that this boils down to, how much should you lower the bid, right? You can't, if you're working with a big brand and you got thousands of keywords for a SKU, you can't look at every single keyword. So it's like, how do you do this? So what I would do is I would use a smaller number. Like, you didn't put how much you decreased the bid by, but I would use a smaller number. I'm actually starting to look into that too, like not lowering a bid more than like 10 to 20%, because it can really go to 0, right? Those impressions can go down, and we still want to get clicks for that because it shows that it has sales. So what I would do is, in this situation, what you could do is revert back. Let's say you have this keyword, you could look at the keyword history, revert back to the original bid, and then just chop it down from there. Or you could reverse the change that you made. That way you don't have to go in and look at the keyword. So think about, if your systems are causing really negative effects, then, and you also have to look not at an only keyword level, look at it in aggregate, right? Look at the performance of the product and the total campaigns and the total keywords, right? So like, you don't want to look at it in isolation with just one keyword. You want to look at a lot of different keywords, right? And you want to look at how those different keywords perform. So that's what I would do there, man. That's honestly what I would do in that situation. I would look at, look at like how you decide to lower bids. Because when you lower bids by a lot, like let's say it's 200%, you might think to yourself, 200% ACoS, I need to lower this bid by a lot. But you risk losing a lot of traffic, because it's not going from, the goal isn't to go from 200% to 30% with a keyword, right? That's not practical, right? In most situations, maybe some it is, but it's about going from 200 to 150, or 200 to 175, 175 to 150, 150 to 125, 150. If you want to jump from here to here, the risk that you have is that you won't get as many clicks. It could kill traffic. So that's how I would do that there. Think about, like, if you see this happen, just say to yourself, how much did I lower the bid by? Is this happening a lot? And should I use a smaller number to lower the bids? All right, number 3. We want 20 PPC sales in the office category. I want to make 10 campaigns with one keyword in each. I want a total of 20 sales from all sales. How to calculate the budget in this case? I checked from the 2022 Selix report, and the office category has 7% conversion rate, but we will be launching a new product with 0 reviews, but competitors have thousands. Oh man, Ali. I am not a product research expert, but with my years of experience, one thing I have seen is that when you launch a new product with 0 reviews and your competitors have thousands, the probability that you will be successful is very low. So I can't really advise on this, because I think there's a high probability that you guys won't get the results that you want, that it won't succeed, the product itself. I just don't think it'll succeed, man. If your competitors have thousands of reviews and you have 0, like, dude, like, I've worked on accounts like that, right? I've been there, and guess what? It's not fun. It's not fun at all. It's really tough. Now, when it comes to calculating budgets, I mean, what you could do is calculate 20 sales. So multiply that by let's say you sell a product that's $30 and you want to get 20 sales. That's $600, I believe. You could do probably 20 to 30 for since you're launching, you might want to spend 30% of that on ads, maybe even more in the beginning because you got to push. But you want to spend a good chunk of your money on ads to get the momentum going. So I think that would be a good metric. But honestly, man, the likelihood that product is going to do well is very low because, dude, and I wouldn't look at the category. A lot of people look at categories. One thing to note, and this is a quick tangent about data. I was talking to a friend of mine this morning about this, my buddy Aaron, about data itself. And I said, it's not about having the most data. It's about having practical data to make decisions, right? I could say, hey, man, how do I want to make my bid optimizations? Well, I want the biggest data set. I want the last 5 years worth of data. But in 5 years, Amazon is a completely different environment. So it's looking at practical data. That's how I think of it. Practical data. It's not looking at the most data. This office category has 7%. Well, there's a lot of products within the office category. And there's a lot of products with a lot of different price points within the office category. Higher priced items like office chairs are going to have a super low conversion rate. Lower priced items that are $20, office pens, pencils, they're going to have a huge conversion rate. So I wouldn't look at category numbers, guys, because you have to look at your price compared to the market. And you have to know, hey, products that are priced lower convert higher than products that are priced higher. If you just said office category has 7% conversion rate, that's what I'm shooting for. You're not taking into consideration your competitors. You're not taking in consideration the pricing and how consumers act in relation to your pricing. Lower priced products should have a higher conversion rate. Higher priced products generally have a lower conversion rate. So category data is not practical, in my opinion, because it's aggregated of so many different products and so many different sellers. And those sellers behave differently, how they, launch their products, all that stuff. So that's why I like to look at competitors, right? And look at your specific category, not your category, but your specific product. That's the best way to do it. All right, Ali, I hope you found this helpful. I will send this to you as well. And I hope everyone who watches this video found this helpful. If you did, please click the like button. And if you want to work together, I'm going to put the link to, if you want to work together with PPC, join my PPC program and mastermind, then I'll put a link in the description to book a call.